So, problem number 23 is definitely on the test, and it is a free response. So, and it's going to look exactly like this. You are going to need this formula. So, you would probably want to jot this formula down right when you first sit down. Um, just remember that the H value changes your X coordinate, the A and K changes your Y coordinate, and it is just like the assignment that you did in class. On the transformation practice, you have to look at the given equation and write down your values of A, H, and K. If you do not write down your values of A, H, and K, you may miss a point for in grading wise. I mean, because I am looking for your work. And this writing down A, H, and K is showing your work. The number in front of the parentheses is always going to be your A value. The number inside the parentheses is always going to be your K value. Don't forget to change the sign. And then the number being added or subtracted at the end is always your K value. So I wrote down A was -3, H is -2, and K is 4. Then you take the point that I give you from the parent function. I'm transforming the point 0, 0, and I'm transforming the point 1, 1. And these numbers right here are going to be what we use to change the point. So you literally go 0, which is your X value, 0, plus a -2. The formula says plus, I'm plugging in a negative, so plus a negative we know is the same thing as 0 minus 2. We get -2, and then A times Y, so A times 0 is 0, 0 plus 4. So the point 0, 0 transforms to the point -2, +4. That's because the negative sign is reflecting it, and then I'm shifting it left and up 4. Since the point 0, 0 is on the origin, it doesn't reflect because it's on the origin. The point 1, 1, we're going to reflect it. So the point 1, 1 is going to reflect down to below the x-axis. So it's going to be 1, -1. And then we shift it left 2 and up 4. Oh, I don't know what happened with that. Oh, I forgot to. The 3 stretches it. So we reflect and stretch, and then left 2, up 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, but you don't have to do it that way. You can plug it in and see the values. So X value is 1. H value is -2, so 1 plus -2, that becomes -1. And then -3 times 1, that gets us down to -3. And then we're going to add 4 to it because we got to shift it up 4. So it'll be up at 1. -3 times 1 is -3. -3 plus 4 is +1. So you plot the 2 points and then you connect them. So I need to see A, H, and K written down, and then I need to see the plug in, where you plug it in, and then of course where you chug it out, plug and chug. So be sure you show all your work. This one is going to be the one that gets the least amount of points, even if you get it right, because you do not show your work. Or at least that was what happened last year. I asked you to show me 2 ways. Show me algebraically and show me graphically. Graphically means you must plot your points. There are 3 points given. If you don't plot the 3 points and allow me to visually see easily where the location of the 3 points are, then you're going to miss points for showing me graphically. And that's all you have to do. You show me graphically, and then you tell me whether or not it's a solution. You can show me right here on the graph exactly the way I've done, point to it and say it's a solution, point to it and say it's not a solution, or you can make a list right here. Point 1 is a solution, point 2 is not a solution. I don't care how you do it, but you need to be sure you show me the work. Plot the points. Then show me algebraically. Showing me algebraically, that means plug and chug. I need to see where you've plugged the numbers in, and then I need to see where you've determined that it's true or false. Remember, true means it's a solution, false means it's not a solution. The point on the line is a solution if it's a solid line, but if it's a dotted line, it's not. This question is on the test. It is exactly like this. It is considered a free response because you've got to do the work. Just remember, graphically, you're plotting the points. Algebraically, you're doing plug and chug. That's all there is to it. That is not hard, especially because you've got a calculator. If you plug in these numbers and then type that in the calculator, your calculator will tell you if it's true or false. You've got to write down, show me the plug-in part. You got to plug in the numbers so that I understand that you know where these numbers go. This is an X value, this is a Y value. But you can type that in the calculator. You don't have to do the mental math. These next questions are the ones where you have to write an equation, and actually you don't have to write the equation. It is a multiple choice question, so you're going to read the problem and you're going to determine what the equation is. You're likely to write it with an X and a Y because that's how we're used to it. But if the problem, since it is a multiple choice, if they choose different variables, you should be okay with that. It looks like here they're using H for hours and or height. H is for height and N is for hours. I don't know why we use N for hours, but either way, you should see we started off, our starting point is always our y-intercept. It started at 6 inches and it's getting shorter. So that means the slope has to be negative. The next one says it starts off being 15 degrees and it's getting colder. So the temperature is falling. That means that the slope is negative. And I let T stand for temperature and I let H stand for hours. So the equation would be T equals a temperature of 15 and then minus 2 degrees per hour. These are all being, it looks like, written in slope intercept form. There could be one in standard form, but that's it's usually going to be however it reads. For babysitting, Nicole charges a flat fee. There's your y-intercept. And then $5 per hour. The word per right there is your indication that that's the slope. Here they give you the variables E and H for hours. So be sure you use E and H. Again, on the test, this is multiple choice. And then if they ask you to use the equation, after you write it, you simply plug in the information and do plug and chug. If you are dealing with a situation where you have an inequality, it's going to tell you Nicole will work until she has more than. There's the indication that we're going to be using an inequality, more than. So $200 is the least amount of money that she's going to have. This is what she's actually working for. So $200 is going to be smaller than the amount of money she actually saves. If you read it the other way around, you say this is the money that she's earning, and that money is going to be greater than the $200 that she set as her goal. One could, no, it specifically says more than $200, so that's why we don't have a bar underneath it, because it says more than. It doesn't say $200 or more, it just says more than, so we know we're going to have more than $200.